I got a request video of the most soulfulest white artists. Who would I mention? And there's quite a few that come to mind. One of my favorites is Harry Wayne Casey, lead singer and leader of the band Casey and the Sunshine Band. I think Harry Wayne Casey was a bad white boy. What I always dug is his musicality, simplistic but funky disco jams hit you. And no horn charts was no joke. I know that they got them from the islands, but Casey Sunshine Band was bad. That was a bad dude. And Robert Fitch, the bass player, was a bad white boy on that bass. So it doesn't get his due, should be. Other notables, Hall and Oates, of course, because after Sarah's Smile alone, that's a lifetime pass there. They're a whole bad dude, and John Oates was bad too. Joe Cocker, very soulful dude. Once you get to that whiskey and scotch voice, definitely felt it. Elton John, Benny and the Jets, and Philadelphia Freedom alone, those two alone, they speak volumes. But Benny and the Jets, come on now, that was an anthem. The Bee Gees, of course, the dance era, disco era, Inside Love You Inside Now, come on now. They had the sound and the vibe, definitely got the pay. Steely Dan, you couldn't even put a word on it, but it was soulful, had a nod to blues, funk, jazz, whatever description you want to call it, they had it. Donald Fagen definitely hit you with that, and Becker was bad on the guitar. So Steely Dan definitely. Robert Palmer, one of the most underrated, but definitely had that cool blue-eyed soul vibe going. Definitely. Um, Quietly, you would give David Bowie a nod for Fame, Fashion. Obviously, Let's Dance, but Fame was a funky song. That was a funky song. So he definitely had the goods in him. Average White Band, one of the funkiest bands in my top 15 to 20 greatest bands ever, somewhere in that 15 to 20 range. Those some bad Scottish brothers. Those guys could play. Dusty Springfield, strong vocalist, had much respect for her tone. Obviously, Lady Tina Marie, what can you say? She was adapted within the culture, one of the baddest ever. Simply Red, like Holding Back the Years Alone, first song, like just brought y'all in. That was a rap. Gotcha. Tom Jones, that vocals, his aura, his vibe, same thing. John B. definitely came along, definitely got the love, definitely was respected. Michael McDonald, whatever he was singing, we was buying. And turned the Doobie Brothers' fate around in a real way. It was big time. Bobby Caldwell, obviously open our eyes, but what you won't do for love? All you need is one song. I know what people act like you gotta have 30 songs. You do it right the first time, you never have to ask again. Came up with the song of the ages, Turning Point, classic. So there you go. That was a cat. An act that gets slept on, but they definitely got love in the hood was Culture Club. Because Tom Clark of the Heart, Boy George was singing on that song. Miss Me Blind was a big one too. And if you listen to Helen Maria Martin, what her name was on the background vocals of Church of the Poison Mind, Culture Club had some bops. And yeah, doesn't get enough, and I think that's one of the reasons too. But definitely has some love. But those are some of the acts that come to mind when I talk about white soulful acts that we liked, and obviously Lisa Stansfield, all around the world, was a huge one. Loved her voice, loved her tone, loved her phrase, and she was the truth, you know. And of course, Wild Cherry played that funky music, White Boy, which was a jam, steel bumps. So, you know, acknowledging the soulfulness of the ones that hit you and got some love with it. So that probably be someone, a few that I missed, and feel free to drop their names below. But I just got asked who I thought were some of the whiteful, soulful artists and acts that I can, off the top of my dome, that I gave love to, you know. And we strictly talking about singing and instrumentation and playing. We're not talking about hip hop before people come at me about Eminem and Third Base, and maybe a Vanilla Ice fan, I don't know. Or Paul Walls, or come at me with Bubba Sparks or something like that. So, or Post Malone. So I'm just strictly talking about hitting the R&B, funk, vein, soul. So that's where we're coming from. Just talk about that. And if whoever else you want to think of, Boss Skaggs might get a nod. Some might throw Dr. John as a nod. Depends on who you want to throw in there. How they hit you with their vibe of groove. You know, some people may say that You know, he was more rock pop. You could make, you know, they didn't really dominate the R&B charts. 3 names come to mind that you can give a love to: Steve Perry, Kenny Loggins, and Phil Collins, because they had some soulful interpretations. So it all depends. All depends on where you come from. Depends on what you're looking at, you know. But we're talking about the ones that come to mind. I think Steve Perry could definitely get a nod because his voice definitely was a Sam Cooke influenced. Loggins wanted it too, you know. So, and no, I'm not going to include Michael Bolton. He strained too much, but I know where he was trying to go with it though. Just didn't hit like that. Anyway, give me your list too. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shader if you like. And please keep on more nods on the membership. When you do, I get your request videos. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay cool, stay calm, stay clear. I'm back. Peace.